Hey everyone, and welcome to Goddess Theory SN Tarot Sundays. And so today I am going to be using the Sisters of the Sea Oracle deck. And with this particular deck, I have been working with for a couple months now, and I have primarily been using this deck versus the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck. So this is going to be one of many videos. I'll be switching between the two and kind of go from there. Um, but what I wanted to do was kind of do some just general shuffling, kind of show you guys a little bit of the process. I know you guys have seen me do pulls before and everything like that. With today's card, the intention is to just pull a card for educational purposes, kind of a getting to know you kind of pull. I'm not asking any particular questions. Normally, I'll do like, what do the cards have in store for us? Those types of things. But like I said, today is just more so a one card pull. We're going to take it straight from the top of the deck here, and this is getting to know you. Okay, so we're flipping over, and we got the Deep Child Within, which is a very beautiful card. I have actually had this card in the past. So, getting to know you. So, what I like to do when first pulling a card, whether it's one that I've had before or if it is a new card, is I like to look at the image. You guys already know I've kind of explained to you my process of tarot and kind of looking at the cards. And so, with this card, taking a look at it together, first thing that kind of pops out to me on this card is the purple. And next to that purple, you have the flowers here on the bottom. You have your crown on her head, which are all signs of like youth and beauty. Then you have our little like dragon seahorse friend over here who is also purple. And he kind of has this little, all right, come on now, attitude, kind of acting as like I don't want to say like a stern figure, but maybe like a stern figure. Okay, hey, you're maybe having a little too much fun, maybe tone it down a little bit, or maybe it's just being admired, of the fun flexibility of imagination and confidence that you see in our main mermaid. And so, taking a closer look at the card, you'll see things like she's smiling, those types of things. And those are kind of the first takeaways of the card that I initially see when pulling it. So, what I will do is pull up the guidebook as well, and I will read off the guidebook to you guys on what this card is. And like I said, this is just getting a getting to know you, meaning that this is the card that we wanted to talk about today. Now, although we didn't ask a direct question, I do believe that regardless, that the cards will pull some type of card or give you some type of card that may be related to something that's going on in your life or a future change, a shift, a generalized theme, those types of things. So even for, in my personal experience, for like a getting to know you card without any type of general questions, just more so, hey, what card do you want to show me today type of thing. I guess technically can be an intention. Everything is all about, your intentions. But so if this card does resonate with something that's going on with your personal life, home, your personal life, your work life, relationships, what have you, or even your inner self, definitely maybe look into it deeper if you feel like this is something that resonates. But like I said, we're going to read directly from the guidebook. And this is what the guidebook tells us about the deep child within. Mermaids have an ability to connect with the deep child within, the playful one, the curious one, the one who is able to dance and laugh and find joy and spark of beauty within all circumstances. There exists within all some spark of the divine child. When this card comes to you, it is to say, please know the difference between the divine child and the playful spirit and the need to connect with the deep wise one within you. The mermaid being is both. She is discovering more about the world, learning through experiences, and beginning to become a deeper, more complete version of herself. The key is to grow and deepen, yet always remain connected with the playful self, the being who knows how to find the joy and can help the wise self become brighter each and every day. She has this. She has found companions who bring this out of her. And you too need to know, need now, and you too need now to have the wise self and playful divine child within be each other's companions and friend. I do not know why I just stuttered so bad on that last sentence, so I definitely apologize. Apparently, I cannot speak. Let me get back to this page. I want to put the card in here. And so, sorry, I'm getting a little hot because I'm outside, so don't mind my pale skin and my pinkness because I have poison ivy, so just don't pay attention to it. But it's getting a little toasty. It's like 80 degrees outside, so I need to take my sweater off. But yeah, so that was what the book said. And kind of like I was saying to, not like I said, maybe not necessarily a stern figure, the thing, hands on the hips, but that can also be like a, oh, hey girl type thing too. I didn't even like think about that, but could be that kind of connection to the little seahorse here on the side of the card. And then what I like to do as well is after I read the book, and like I said, I do use the guidebook for this particular deck quite a bit just because I've only been working with it for a short period of time. I like to then turn around and go back and write my reflections. Let me see. I might actually have what I'm talking about in my book and my tarot book. Um, but like, yep. So for instance, and I'll just flip this. I'm not sure how well the image would be, but this was me pulling a different card. So over here, I put the card, put the imagery here, and then what I thought it was, and then over here, kind of the interpretation. So the guidebook, what the guidebook said, what the different representations in the guidebook would be, like overall theme, and then kind of bring it all together in the end, pending what my question was. And this is my tarot book for just this deck that I just keep track of the different cards I pull, the readings, those types of things. I'm sure you guys have heard in other videos and things like that. Always journal, always track. I used to think that was very hard, and I was like, oh gross, I'm not going to do that, but at least with my tarot work it has really helped, and I feel like I do a lot of my journaling with tarot versus with like the everyday journal for an hour, ask a question type prompts. But anywho, so back to to the card, and I want to point out with this particular cards as well, I don't do reversed. So if I ever pull a card reversed with this particular deck, pending circumstances, either I'll just flip the card over and still use it as is, and just face the card towards me, Or depending on the question, if it comes in reverse, then this means, hey, that's not the answer. And basically, I may just keep pulling a card until one is upright. Just kind of depends on the extent of the reading for the day. Um, but the biggest takeaway from this card is, I would say, based upon my interpretation, based upon the textbook and kind of bringing them all together, would just kind of be, I guess, kind of this in between shift between, depending where you live at, between like spring and summer. Since we did kind of just have that shift, we did just have Beltane, which here in the South is definitely like the start of summer season here. We have gotten over that spring hiccup. And so, a general theme for kind of like that time between like, how would you say, like that time where you're shifting the warmth to the warmer seasons. Like, again, it kind of also depends on where you're at. This is how I perceive it and how my practice is based upon location. But that this may resonate with you a little bit different depending on your climate. Um, but it's that this card is saying, hey, the sun is out, the flowers are blooming, go out, show yourself off, be confident, be brave, make those connections, have fun. Also, kind of have that fine line and know what's appropriate and what's not. um, when the play needs to kind of end, how far you can go with it. So, like I said, you have your hands in your hips, like the, oh, hey, girl, or like I said, that kind of stern figure. So, it's kind of that balance, to kind of let you know, like, hey, I'm here for you to have fun. I'm here to join in with you, but also keep yourself in check because, you don't want to get into trouble. Um, Pending circumstances. You don't want to go, like, for instance, you don't want to go to your place of employment, go in with a 100% carefree attitude, fuck up everything you do, and then have that chance of getting fired because you are just messing around, you're just playing around, you're that type of thing. You can still go into work having that fun, energetic energy, but you want to make sure that your tasks are getting done correctly, you know, pending your field, those types of things. You just want to make sure that you're still being professional, your work is getting done, and those types of things, but still having fun with while you do it. And if you feel kind of that tension in that area, then maybe this card might be telling you that, okay, hey, you're not able to have that fine line of fun in your place of employment, that you're always feeling like that stern talking to. So maybe it's for a sign of, for you to be able to get more connected with yourself, you may need a shift in your career, in your job. Same thing like the relationship side, pending whether it's with a relative, a spouse or a friend, those types of things. Maybe it's telling you that you need to kind of rethink that, whether it's, open up, be more fun, or kind of come back, reassess, like, how do you feel like the relationship is on both sides, those types of things. So, and that's kind of the general gist of what I get from this card. And again, I didn't ask a direct question that would be like, hey, is this card related to my job? Hey, how is a relationship going? Like, those types of things. So those are just kind of like generalized questions. But again, you don't always necessarily need to. I find sometimes that the cards, even with asking direct questions, you still have to flip that switch in your brain to relate the card to what's going on in your life, to be able to process and understand it, kind of thing. And I hope this makes sense, because I know cards can sometimes be hard, especially if it's not something that you do all the time. Some people can't open up to it, and so it's also that fine line of oracle decks. People are like, yeah, oracle decks are fluffy, like they're always going to make you feel good, they're always going to have good intentions in them. Whereas, like a tarot deck, for instance, which they do make quote unquote fluffy tarot decks as well. But tarot decks, they say you can kind of ask the more dirty, gritty questions, get down deeper, emotionally on a deeper, on like those deeper, harder questions, and that is not going to fluff it for you. Um, I want to say that I want to debunk that theory. I mean, yes, is there decks out there that are fun and quote unquote fluffy? Sure. Like they have these, they're not tarot decks, but they're like intuition decks. I played with one a couple years ago before I even got into tarot, and kind of treated them like mimicking tarot readings and stuff. And those are meant to uplift you, make you feel good. So if you are down in the dumps and you pull a card, what do the cards have in store for me today? The card may say something like, you're shining bright like a diamond, you're a rock star, like different things like that. Okay, so yes, those are fluff decks, but those are meant for positive affirmations, I feel like. Whereas, yes, the reading the guidebook for this card may have sounded like a, hey, you're this, hey, it's bright, it's happy, look on the other side, we're here for you. There was that big support aspect, but like I said, like with the cards, like reading the book, the way you interpret the card yourself, like you're able to find that deeper meaning. So like I said, there's the good, like, hey, yes, be childish, be fun, be happy. But like I said, this card may mean that a relationship needs to change, or type of thing. So there is a light and a dark side to all these cards as well, pending where you're at. And that's just kind of my tidbit on oracle cards, because I know that there's a lot of back and forth that I see on social media and different videos and different things like that. But I also want to say that, and I think I've probably said this before as well, everybody's tarot journey is different. So the cards are going to mean what they mean to you versus like this universal meaning of things. So even when you take other classes, they'll be like, oh, the Queen of Swords, or the Nine of Cups, and that's what most classes are going to teach you, is like per the main four suits and what this means, and like the Tower is another good one. Pretty much almost everybody knows that in most any uh, tarot deck, like a tower is going to be some type of like catastrophic change. Like normally there's like a large building, a fire, or like something that seems out of reach, something falling down. I think I've even seen like and I could be wrong, but there's like because there's so many freaking tarot decks out there, but there's like a tarot deck of one where like a mushroom, and there's like a crack in the mushroom, I think, or like a tear, and that's supposed to be representative of like a fall. And don't quote me, I could be wrong. The variable could have been something that I seen somewhere. But like again, like that could be a made up imagery that I just made for somebody. I don't know, but there's just a vast array of stuff out there. I think in my Nightmare Before Christmas deck, I think the Tower is when Jack's little hideaway, when he's up in his little tower doing his experiments. That is what's representative of that card in that deck. And if you know the movie, then you know that's kind of where his downfall started, when he was trying to make Christmas. Anywho, I'm off subject. Um, but yes, going forward with these videos, I plan on doing get to know you videos like this, where we just pull a card, asking questions of the cards. If y'all have any questions you want me to ask the cards, let me know, and I can ask those. No names, nothing like that will be used, no worries. And so yes, I really look forward to hopefully being able to get more videos out, and moving forward with the YouTube channel. If you guys haven't heard already, the Patreon is gone. She's dead. She's gone forever. It was finally ruled that I was not able to recover the account. Basically, some technical difficulty somewhere. So I have the opportunity if I would like to restart it. But right now, I'm going to put that on hold, and I'm going to come up with some other ways, because I'd like to make like different workbooks and journal pages and just different things like that. So I'm going to try to find a better way to maybe get those things out to y'all. I know that I started the Triple Goddess series on there talking about like the quote unquote introductory. I'm going to make that document available on my Discord if anybody would like to read it. Um, but I may put that piece on hold for right now. And switch it more so into a video presentation versus a like blog, just because the Patreon, like I said, is no longer up and running. So I'm trying to figure out again how to do both aspects of that. But you can find me obviously here. I'm most active on Instagram at snightmare22, and then I'm hoping to have my Twitch up and running. May not necessarily be able to be streaming some games on there, but maybe get on, do some live conversations, questions, tarot, those types of things, and eventually hopefully have my games back up and running once I'm able to get my PC up and running. So fingers crossed, all of that will be happening within the next year. So fingers crossed there. But yeah, join me over on the Discord at the Pumpkin Patch, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.